just to make sure everybody is staying warm and snuggly. I've been crocheting and resting and so forth. Mocha got home from the vet. Unfortunately, she didn't sedate very well this time, so we have to redo this again on Thursday, which I'm not looking forward to, but apparently she was a little bit on edge a little bit. There was another dog there she got excited with, and so they had to call us and say, sorry, we have to redo this again. So that's the first in a long time they've had a problem doing anything and sedating her to do her nails. So we will be back on Thursday and pray that they can do it and she'll be fine. So she's resting and so forth. But anyway, that was kind of our day. I'm coming on just to hi Crochet, how are you? I told people that if you're a content creator, go check out something called gifts on the vertical live streams that they are doing now instead of super stickers. If you accept that, then they take away the super stickers and replace that. Kind of similar what Facebook is doing with stars. So if you all are not familiar with a channel called Tuber Chat, you all need to connect with him and his channel. Wonderful, great way of helping other channels promote other channels and so forth. Great community. Met so many wonderful people within that community. So I messaged him earlier saying let him know that this was something that I'm not sure he was aware of, so he could let the other people know that. And he said he hadn't seen it yet. So I said, well, when I go live vertically again, I'll let you know. So I'm coming on because I wanted to make sure everybody was staying warm and kind of give you an update on Demokas. And I thought, well, while I'm at it, I'll let go live so that if he is able to hop on and he wants to see how it works, he can. Kevin is great. So if you haven't had an opportunity to go check out his channel, please do, because he just has a wonderful, wonderful bit of community. I'm starting to feel better, thankfully, slowly but surely. Feeling better after Sunday. Gonna have some chicken in a little bit. I'm finally like hungry enough to eat something, so we had some mashed potatoes and some chicken from Sam's Club, so I'm gonna actually have somewhat dinner because everything's been staying down and we want to keep it going in that direction. So I'm just sore. I'm just tired and sore, and it's cold, and I'm like, I've been working on a blanket that I had to put away for a while last year because I had a lot of stuff going on, and so I really needed to kind of just take it easy. And then, of course, I don't always sleep well when we have to take Mocha to the vet because I get a little nervous that she's not gonna, they're gonna have issues or problems. Like today, they just called us and said they couldn't sedate her. She was a little. Sometimes sedations, especially for the bully breed, sometimes depending on things, can do the reverse. So today it did the reverse. It didn't settle her down. It, I guess, revved her up a little bit. So we'll do it again. And so she needs her nails trimmed and some other stuff, just maintenance stuff done. So we'll try it again. We did get her one of those nail scratch things for her, but we've got to sit with the what is it? The like a YouTube video or something that tells us how to get her trained on that, so she can scratch the nail pad, and maybe that'll help because she doesn't do clippers well. She doesn't do Dremels well. So none of that does well with her because nobody trained her how to deal with nail trims and so forth. So anyway, that's kind of our day. We got the Sam's Club. We got home. I just took the afternoon and rested after what I went through on Sunday. But the was it the daily devotions is up for anybody that is a member, and then those will be released at 8 o'clock. And then Hi, Twisted Zones. Well, thank you. That'll be, we'll be taking her back on Thursday. Um, that'll be out for everybody else at 8 o'clock. And then at 9 o'clock, we'll put out our Bible verse for the day. So that will be done. And then I'm going to start trying tomorrow to do some pre-recording. But I've done this and I've been watching Silver Spoons. I know. You know, shows like that, they don't make shows like that anymore. And they don't make things like, if I watch Silver Spoons, I go back to when I was a kid. And it's that feeling of kind of nostalgic feeling of going, this kind of feels like when I was a kid and watching something that's familiar. So that was on, I think it was on Roku or something. And I just thought, that's like, I'm telling you though, the grandfather that played the grandfather in Silver Spoons, that show would not have been that show without Grandfather Stratton. It just wouldn't have happened. So I've kind of gone back to a little bit of my childhood and watched Silver Spoons. I love I can watch the series Benson again. That's one of my favorite. And I could go back and watch that whole series again. Even though I know it, I can go back and watch it. And then another one I really enjoy movie-wise is The Snowball Express. That one I can watch over and over again. I really love that one. I guess because when I was growing up, when I watched it in Florida, I could at least see snow one way or another, right? I couldn't see snow the normal way, so I had to see it through a movie. But I love that one too. That one's hysterical. It's old movie, but it's funny. Yeah, certain shows and movies where I felt safe and happy. Yeah, it just takes you back to going before I had to adult. Adulting's no fun. You go sitting there going, why adulting? Yeah. Love that one. It had Dean Jones and it had the gentleman that played, what was it? Colonel Potter on MASH. And he's just a really good actor. And it was funny and it was lighthearted. I'm not one, I know I'm not one for scary movies. I don't like them. Even The Witch in, what's that movie? Now I can't think of it. Over the Rainbow, and I can't think of which one it is. You'll know when I say that. I cannot watch that movie. Wizard of Oz. I cannot watch it because that darn witch scares me. It has scared me from the time I was little. When my grandmother was very much into Phantom of the Opera, and she would go, we went to the Broward Performing Arts, and she got tickets to go see the Phantom of the Opera. She loved Phantom of the Opera. And so we went and saw it, my mom and I. Well, we were in the front row, and I'll never forget it, because at one point, the chandelier comes flying down. I mean, you could feel it. Like, I'm telling you, after that thing went flying down, I spent most of the time in my mother's jacket. Hi, Winter Lemon, in my mother's jacket. Hiding from, I didn't want, that's how I spent the rest of it. My mother said she closed her eyes during the rest of it. She said my grandmother was totally enjoying it, and it was like, nope. And so when that chandelier went, I went underneath my mother's coat, and that's where I stayed the rest of it. I did not enjoy it. So I was telling everybody, unfortunately, we have to take Mocha back to the vet on Thursday because she did not sedate well, which meant that she got a little revved up, and they could not sedate her properly in order to do it safely for them or for Mocha. So we have to take her back on Thursday and go back and have her do it all over again. So hopefully it'll work, right? She hasn't had that. Usually she goes, she's sedated, there's not a problem. She does it beautifully. It was just something this time around. I don't know what it was, but we'll do it again. We were at Sam's Club. We picked her up a dog bed. She actually laid in this one. The other one was one of those like donut ones, and it was all puffy. And I think that she didn't like it because she felt like it was a chew toy. And so she literally uh, like went after it. She didn't like it. Hi, Bud Files. How are you? She didn't like it. And so it was, this one kind of is square. She likes to cuddle with people, but if we got it for her, then it, like when we were having Christmas dinner, then she could have some place to, like, a bed to lay in while we're sitting down at the table and be comfortable. So we picked her up a bed, and she was trying to nest in it earlier, which was good. Usually when she lays on the couch, me or anybody, she'll do this. She'll do a circle a couple times, and she did that on the bed. I'm like, she likes it. So that was her. That was her little thing. I don't know how much it will stick, but anyway. I messaged Kevin, so he may hop on because he wanted to see Bud Files how those gift things work. He wanted to see so he could talk about it tomorrow. So we'll see if he hops on. If not, yeah, that's a good idea. I just don't know if I'll get back up again. We mainly got it for her because if we're like sitting at the table, if my daughter and my son-in-law come over and we have dinner, she'll have a bed to lay in. Or if, you know, you know, we're having people over, we would have a place for her to lay. And so, anyway, that's kind of. But the other bed we got was like a donut, and she just used it like she thought it was this big fluffy stuffed animal to play with. So she didn't do well in the other bed. So we'll try this one. It was only $24. It wasn't a huge expense, but we thought we'd give it a whirl. And we don't have to go out tomorrow, and that's exactly what we're not doing. We're not going out tomorrow. Like a tire chew toy. No, it was this. It was supposed to be. It was. I mean, it was like a $50 bed. I mean, it was an expensive bed, but it was like a donut shape, and it had all this fluff around it. It was supposed to be really a good bed, but she. Every once in a while, she would get in it. She would much prefer laying with you. I mean, all cuddled up underneath a blanket than in a bed. But we got it for her because. Oh, yeah, I think so. Um, this way when we want her to be in a position or maybe we have people over and we want her to be in there and not on the couch, then she'll have a comfy place. But we gave up on beds because it was like she just wanted to lay with us, and the other bed, she decided she was going to play with it. This one, she actually kind of did her circle thing and lay down for a minute. So at least she has it. Didn't break the bank getting it for her. I remember the first time I got her the first bed, and she literally jumped all over the place with me like, thank you so much, because I'm like, I don't think anybody ever got her a bed. But then she decided that she didn't want to have anything to do with it. Oh, we have tried everything with this dog. We have tried putting a muzzle on her. We have tried everything. I think she was literally hurt and tortured with the nail trim. And so she doesn't bite, but you're not going to get anywhere near her nails. And you can't control her because she's afraid, because she wasn't trained properly. People do not realize the importance of when your dogs are small. Puppies, take the nail trim out. You should be, just putting it around their feet, putting around their nails. We have done everything. And the safest way to trim her nails is to sedate her a little bit. Well, they usually can sedate her. Do that. Make sure any of her glands need to be cleaned out or anything like that. But this time, for some reason, she just didn't take the sedation well. There wasn't enough to do it. We have done everything except for putting her. You've seen those things where you put the dogs in the what are those things, like the little bag things and hang them up. That's the only thing we haven't done. But I would be really nervous to do her nails, honestly, because she's a black dog. And so you can't see, yeah, the harnesses. It's very hard to see her line. And I think we were able to trim her nails once, and that was it. So, there is a lady on the YouTubes. Her name is Pup Groomer, and she lives too far away from us. But she said, "Oh, I wish that you could bring Mocha." She said, "Because I worked with dogs that are in Mocha's situation. It takes a while to get them to be able to tolerate their nails being trimmed." But she said, "I've gotten them trimmed, and you know, but we've gone through the gamut." And it's better that when they're doing anything with her medically that she's sedated so that they can do it safely, they can get it done, it's less stress on her and the whole gamut. But we'll have to see what happens on Thursday. It could have been just an off day. So I hate to do it, but we have to think of she's so stressed when it happens that unfortunately it really it's sad. I just think, people, would you? Well, we have to be careful with that, and I'll tell you why. Um, and I don't know, it probably wasn't. I'm kind of cautious a little bit. Um, was it a year ago? About a year and a half ago, she ended up having a shot, which don't ever give your dogs a shot. It's what was it? It's it's the heartworm year shot. And they said, "Oh, go ahead and do this." And at the time, Christina, which is our daughter, was going to take her, and we thought this way she won't have to worry about heartworm for a year. And she's not able to have her where she lives right now. And so we gave her the year shot. And then we stopped off at the custard place, not too far from our house. And we stopped off and we got all ourselves some custard, and we got her a little thing of custard for the dogs. They have dog custard, whatever. And I don't think it was that. However, right after, shortly after I gave her that, I looked down and I'm seeing her skin all covered in bumps, and then her face starts swelling up. And I mean, she's a bully breed, and I mean her face looked like a Shar-Pei. It was the scariest thing. We thought this dog is going to die. I mean, it was terrifying. We're watching her face swell up to the point where she couldn't even see. So we had just earlier that day taken her to the vet, tried to put the muzzle on, which was a big fail with the peanut butter. So we couldn't get the Benadryl in her mouth because she was scared to death of the peanut butter. So we were the vet closed, and the closest vet was an hour away. That was an emergency vet. And so we're driving and we take her to her vet, thinking maybe they're still there. And they weren't. And I just remember knocking on the door just to see if anybody was there. And all of a sudden my mom just starts, screams. And I'm thinking, this dog is not here. And she just collapsed in the back. They said that dogs don't usually go into anaphylactic shock. Thank goodness. So we had to drive 45 minutes to get her to an hour to get her to a local vet that was open 24 hours. An emergency vet to go give her a shot to calm everything down. I believe it was the heartworm shot. However, it was in such coordination with the custard that I will never give her either the heartworm shot or the custard again, because I don't ever want to go through that again. So whenever they do her whenever they give her any kind of shot at the vet, they always have to give her an antihistamine shot. We have to keep prednisone in hand at home. And then that way, they always have to give her an antihistamine shot, because God forbid she ever does that again. They can prevent it. She hasn't had that since. I hope to never experience that again. It was very scary, and I just look down and I'm seeing all these bumps. Yeah. I mean, she could have the whipped cream. It's just, I think probably after that, it was like, I want to try that on a day when she hasn't gone to the vet because it was such a terrible experience. So I'd rather just, and usually she's so loopy after they get done. Usually she is. She's loopy in a little bit that they would really like her not to eat anything for a little bit to make sure she just ate a little bit ago. But we kind of we wait for her to kind of wake up from it all and be alert and so forth. So I think we probably could give it. There'd be nothing wrong with it, but it's just, the thought of it just brings back some very, very unpleasurable memories I would like to not experience ever again. Because I was thinking, oh my goodness. And we had to drive on the highway, and I don't do the highway very well. And we had to drive on the highway because we had to get there. And I'm thinking, and I remember getting to the vet's office it was near Akron, near Cleveland. And I remember them saying, they said, we were on the phone, we're here. And I said, just so you all know, this dog doesn't like vets. And they said, well, do you want a muzzle? And I said, you ain't getting a muzzle on this dog. You're just going to have to take her as is because you're not. Hi, Crafty. I hope you're feeling better, hon. Us girls have got to get better so we can craft. No fun. Being under the weather is no fun. So I just remember telling the vet's office, you're not going to get a muzzle on her. You're going to have to take her. And the lady, I guess because by then she was so tired, they said, I got a hug out of her. I'm like, wonderful. So, and that's a lesson in why you all should have pet insurance for your dogs, because when those emergencies come up like that, it's a good thing to have on hand, so that, you feel like a zombie. I'm sorry. No fair. I'm just tired. I kind of feel like I'm just tired. Can't explain it, but we did a lot over December. I'm going to be uploading a video for, we use Nationwide. Yep, we use Nationwide, and I've used Nationwide for years and had good success with it. We're going to upload a video for Patty, so that anybody that's interested in, either sharing her GoFundMe page, because those know my aunt is passing away of stage 4 liver and lung cancer. She was here. Hi, Brazy girl, how you doing? She was here, and she went to the local, there's a place in Berlin. We took her and had lunch, and then there's like a 365 day year round Christmas shop. And I said to her, go ahead and pick out everybody an ornament for Christmas, because I thought for sure she may not be here this Christmas. And so she did. We filmed that, and so I'm going to putting a little video together just for partly for my aunt, but just a little video of everybody opening their ornaments, because you guys all had a hand in making hashtag one last tug happen. So I wanted to make sure that you guys got to see that because you were a part of it. So we'll be putting that together. And then there was a recipe I was going to try to upload, but it didn't happen, of our noodle pudding. So that's a good recipe any time of year. So I will upload that for you all. And then Christina sang a beautiful solo, and I will be uploading that sometime within the next week, so be on the lookout for those. And then, of course, we've got our daily devotions being loaded up every day. Noodle pudding, yes, it is delicious. It is one that you can have. It was funny because we had everything on the table, and my daughter just looks at me and says, "Okay, where's the noodle pudding?" It's like I knew she was going to ask that. It was the one thing we forgot to take out and heat up. And she was funny because she's like, "Where's the noodle pudding?" I was like, "Oh, dang on it, we forgot that." So it is requested to have on the table. So I don't know if Kevin will be able to hop on, but I told him I would do a vertical live so he can see how those things work, because he'll want to tell people in Tuber Chat tomorrow. So we'll see if he hops on. If not, we'll do it again, right? So yes, but it is delicious. It is pretty easy to put together. It's delicious. It's one of those things that you can have as a great side dish. And we had the kids on the 27th. So Christmas, I was hoping to get it out before Christmas for everybody, but they came on the 27th and we prepared it on the 26th. And then I just haven't gotten the video put together, but we will. Oh, it is so good. It is so good. It's not that difficult to make, but it's really good. And you could probably, you could add things if you wanted to. We've never added meat to it, but I'm thinking you probably could. We call it noodle pudding, but it's actually a recipe from my godmother, my godmother was Armenian, and so it's a recipe from her, and that she shared, and we have just adopted and we love. So it is delicious. And it's one of those recipes too that you can cut up and freeze and like take out a couple, squares at a time. So it freezes well. And my mother said to Christina, she goes, "If you have any left," she said, "you'll need to put it in the freezer about a week after we had Christmas with them." She goes, "There's nothing left." Yes, it has noodles. It uses the medium noodles, the egg noodles. It has cottage cheese in it. You don't taste the cottage cheese, guys, believe me. Cheese, eggs, it's really delicious. And like I said, you could take it and cut it up in squares. You could freeze it and then take it out as you want to have some. But it's delicious. But I'm having my first meal in about 2 days. I'm going to be able to have some Sam's Club chicken, rotisserie chicken, some mashed potatoes, and some peas. And I did get some turkey. I think I've put it on this channel, which is, I have. It's minced and mashed potatoes. I said to my mom, "Oh, that sounds really good. We'll have that later on in the week." So I got the stuff to make that, some turkey and a ground turkey and so forth. And we'll have minced and mashed potatoes. But tonight, just chicken and peas and mashed potatoes sounded so good. I had a migraine on Sunday that came on really quick and really fast. And it didn't end well at all. I've been slowly been able to add things back in, but I wasn't really able to keep what I had down for Sunday, and then it's just taken me a couple of days to kind of recover. So I thought, well, maybe I have the stomach flu. I don't think I do. But I would prefer not to. It's been a long time since I've had a migraine that affected me that way, but I would like to not have that again. So I've been having crackers, and I had some orzo in the pantry. Thank you. I had some orzo in the pantry, so I cooked that up with a little bit of chicken broth that was really good, and some butter, and they're like little Greek little pastas. And I had that, and I've been able to do that. And we had crackers and I had crackers. My mom got me some ginger ale today and some sherbet. I just had that. Tasted so good. And some applesauce. But I'm ready for some food. And we got some croissants at Sam's Club today, and I had that, and tasted so good. I finally got an appointment in February for neurology to check for POTS. Oh, I'm so happy. We'll be praying. We will be praying that they get their act together. So we'll be praying for Crafty for sure. That's good. I'm finally glad to see that. You got to take care of yourself. Reminds me, I've got to tell Josh to make sure he calls the chiropractor's office. Because he'll forget. He'll forget. Hi, Miss G. How are ya? He'll forget to do that if I don't remind him. It may explain the vertigo and the migraines. Ever since I've started doing the yogurt with the 2 tablespoons or teaspoons of chocolate chips, and I crush my chocolate chips up, and I have that every night, my migraines really don't happen. Thankfully. I'm very glad of that. But it just came on, and that was it. That was all she wrote. I just really like to not experience that one again. And we're not going to. That one cannot, I don't want that one back again. So I've been resting. We did a lot, guys, over December. And that's one of the things that I'm going to be working on to make sure that some things are pre-recorded when I'm up to it, so that we're not doing that again, because there was just a lot. I mean, we did a lot, and I don't regret it. We don't regret any of it. We're glad we could do it. We're glad that we were able to do like the Advent journal and all that. It was just a lot, and I think my body was like, okay, you know, you need to kind of take a couple days and take it easy. And of course, with the weather out there, who wants to go out? I was thinking tomorrow, if I can, I was going to try to take Mocha out and see how she is, and just let her romp around out in the snow before it melts, and try to take some video of her having fun. At least give it a try, right? We're supposed to get some more snow Thursday and Friday, I think. I don't know if anybody else is getting more snow, but we're supposed to. So I don't know how many people are getting snow where they at. We're not in the snow belt apparently, but we've still gotten a lot of snow for up here. We've still gotten a lot, which is surprising. But we're in like the lowest level of what have you, the lowest like part of Ohio. Christina's gotten a lot of snow too where she's at. And one thing that was really interesting, she said, because she works at part-time in a stable. I'm in upstate New York, so yes, more snow today. Well, stay warm. Where she's at, she works in a stable, and a lot of the horses that they have there are show horses. And I said, well, did the horses get out? I'm sure that they're enjoying this weather. They can, maybe they're enjoying it or so forth. She said, no, they don't get out like that a lot. They do a little bit out there in the pasture and so forth, but they have to be careful because they're show horses, and then their hair will get too long because it'll grow. And she said they have to be careful when they let them out, and how long they let them out, because of the hair growth that they'll experience. Brazy Girl says, nope, too cold, -30. Stay warm. That's what I'm doing. I'm under the covers. I'm just had my tea. My mom was like, because that's what I didn't sit well with me on Sunday. And so she was like yesterday, she goes, don't you want your tea? Tea? I'm like, no, I'll I'll try it another day, not today. So today it stayed exactly where it was, which I was glad, because I enjoy my afternoon tea. I enjoy having it, but apparently it didn't sit well with me on Sunday. That's okay. I'm glad it's deciding to now. So is everybody gonna have dinner? I wonder what's for dinner. Where they're at. Our high was 19 Fahrenheit, so I figure out I 19 Fahrenheit, so go figure, par from the course for winter. I think ours was about 18. I don't know what it felt like. I'm sorry you're still under the weather, but you do look so comfy and warm. Yes, I am. I'm feeling better. I'm just really tired and I'm sore. And I usually, when we take Mocha to the vet, I don't sleep the greatest. You're going to have some chicken soup. Feels like it's 6. I think that's somewhere like what we're going through too. I don't tend to sleep well when we're going to take Mocha to the vet anyway. So we usually come and we don't plan much of anything. But then, of course, if you haven't eaten right in 2 days, you're not going to feel like you've got much energy to do anything anyway. So that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm just resting. But again, I thought I'd come on, check in, and let you know about Mocha. And I thought maybe if Kevin was able to hop on and let him see how that whole thing worked, he could have that opportunity. Quilt Live. Check out my last Quilt Live tonight. See what you think. Okay, I will go ahead and do that. Yeah, we're praying that Thursday she goes through what she's supposed to successfully. Because we don't want anything unsuccessful, right? I would like to not do that again. Let's see. Let's see, is this? Let's start poll. I usually go through StreamYard, so I'm seeing. So hopefully everybody else is doing well. Let me see if I can turn it just so. This is what I'm working on, or trying to finish, actually. Let's see. It's a dinosaur pattern. This is what I'm trying to get done and working on. So you can see the little dinosaur there and the eggs. Dinosaur eggs are there. I'm going to put the little boy's name on the top of the blanket. So that is what I'm trying to work on as we speak. So what's in front of me? Yeah, it is. It's really a cute pattern. I love these patterns. They're one of my favorite to do. One of my favorite. A second. I'm trying to see something just for a sec. I don't know what I did. All right, I know because I'm back. Hi, Chris. How are you? No, I'm here. I was just doing something real quick. How are you doing? Well, welcome. I'm not sure if I've seen you in our chat before, but welcome. If you're new here, we're have really nothing to do with crochet. This is all about connection and community. So we're checking in and we're seeing how everybody's doing. We're giving an update about our pup that went to the vet today a little bit. We wanted to let everybody know how she was. Um, but we're just kind of, we really focus on connection and helping people through this thing we call life together and having those connection points. You know, I use crochet as a way of helping me deal with fibromyalgia pain, um, but so forth. Brazy, go and rest. Thank you for hopping on. She's back. Yep, I'm back. I ain't going far for a few minutes more anyway. We'll be on for about another 10 more minutes. Um, I was letting Kevin know we were going to be on for about 10 more minutes if he was able to hop on. And if you all haven't checked out Tuber Chat, you need to go check him out. It's a great channel. Great channel. A lot of wonderful support. He's actually doing a live tomorrow. So if you're a channel that's trying to grow, connect with Tuber Chat because there'll be a great community. I wasn't going anywhere. I just wanted to message him. Yeah, I'm back. And I'm going to probably in the next 10 minutes go get some Sam's Club chicken and have my dinner. He's going to be on tomorrow, I think. Well, it's my time anyway. I think it's 2. I think. But I was telling him about a new feature that YouTube was rolling out, and he hadn't heard about it before. So he said, well, the next time you go vertically live, let me know. And I thought, well, I will. And if you're able to hop on and see how it works, that way he can tell his YouTube, his Tuber Chat community exactly how it works. But if not, we'll probably hop on tomorrow. If he can't do it tonight, then I'll hop on tomorrow so that he can see it. So welcome. Just taking it easy. I didn't want to go outside. It was cold. We were coming out of Sam's Club. I was like, oh my goodness. Bitter cold. Bitter, bitter cold. Something I do not want to go through again. Well, I have to go through it again, but it was so funny because my mom was like, yeah, it'll be a smooth winter. Be a light winter. I'm like, yeah, right. I don't think so. I don't think it's going to be from the onset of it, right? I am 3D painting a bag bottoms for crochet. It might be cool. I could see where that is. I tried to do a bag one time. Once. I do my thing is blankets. I've decided that that's where I'm going to do. I'm going to do a blanket for Tommy and Reese. But I did a blanket and they said, great. You know how when you do a crocheted bag, it stretches. They said, great. Go ahead and use macrame yarn. I got so frustrated with the macrame yarn. It was like, at least the ones that I got. And I'm telling you, trying to find the macrame yarn that wasn't going to separate like crazy was like so frustrating. Even though it was really sturdy and it was like, use cotton. I don't know. It was cotton. No, it wasn't. Well, I don't know if it was cotton or not, but they said, go ahead and use the macrame yarn, right? Because it helps to make it like more sturdy. I was like, great, because I wanted to make Christina a bag out of macrame yarn. But I'm telling you, it was so frustrating to try to get this thing to actually like cooperate and that the yarn not to split. It was terrible. I ended up returning it because it was so frustrating. I was like, this is ridiculous. I will never buy that yarn again. There was another yarn I really liked on Amazon, but I haven't ordered it yet. Hi, Alfonso. Hope all are staying warm. We really got hit hard with snow and extreme temperature here. Well, you've got to stay inside, play your music, stay warm. I don't know how many inches we got. That table that we cleaned off, like Sunday or Saturday or something like that, it's probably got about that much now on top of it. So I'm thinking that had to be at least 4 or 5 inches, at least, on the top of that table. And we're supposed to get some more on Thursday and Friday. My mother-in-law's really gotten hammered. She's in Cincinnati. My hands are so cold, I'm having trouble playing music. Oh, do you have some of those hot pad things you can put, like the I can't think what they're called. You put them on your hands. Visiting PNW Bit Nippy. Sounds like it. But those heated, like the hot hand things, and you put them in, and you put them in gloves. You don't have any? You should look into get hot hands. Look into getting hot hands. And then you could put them in and then put some gloves over your hands, and it'll warm them up. And maybe they won't hurt so bad. You may not be able to play with gloves on, but they may warm your hands up. Hot hands are great. And if you're lurking and you come on in, say hi. I promise we won't bite. We're just hanging out, connecting. It's all about the connection, guys. It does make a huge difference. We're going to, on Thursday, try to do, well, I take that back. Probably now on Friday because of Miss Mocha. If it depends where we're kind of at on Thursday. But either Thursday or at least Friday, we're going to do a live that talks about being bloomed where you're planted, which means we've talked about setting goals per your personality type and really kind of homing into what your personality type is and how your personality may benefit from setting goals different from another personality. And we're going to also talk about, okay, where you are as you go into the New Year's, because we're going to set goals, not New Year's resolutions, when you're going into your, into things, right? If you're in a place in your life, either physically or emotionally, where you're struggling to say, I'm here, I don't necessarily may like where I'm at, but if I want to get to this goal, I have to be ready to settle and bloom where I'm planted. How can I be a blessing to those around you? How can you be a blessing to yourself? How can you be a blessing to your community by accepting where you are at that time, but setting goals to move to where you want to be? And so we're going to look at that. I think that's another thing to look at as you're kind of doing your goal setting is, okay, I'm here, but this is where I'd rather be. You're going to get there, but in the process of doing that for however long it takes, can you sit there and go, I'm going to be happy where I am, which can sometimes be really difficult and hard to accept and hard to move forward. So we're going to talk about that either Thursday or Friday, and then we're going to go over, we have a link tree set up just so you all understand how our link tree works, just so people understand that. We'll go ahead and show you how that's going to work. But it's one thing we're going to talk about is that. And then I thought this weekend, I have black canvases. And I thought, well, all the snow and, getting dark early and all that kind of stuff, I may find that I have some really bright acrylic paints, and I figured we'll take the black canvas and I'll pull out as many bright color acrylic colors as I have, and we'll do a paint pour and let you all have that. We need to be reminded that we're always that we need to be reminded of that. There's always gratitude hidden in the corner. Absolutely. But I think that if you're going to look at goals, you have to say, okay, my goal is here, right? But I may be here. But how can I bloom where I'm planted right now till I can get to that? And I think that that's, there's steps to look at that. And I will have Kristen Melinda on to talk about the different kinds of personality in a little bit more depth than I feel knowledgeable to be able to do that. I will be on February the 3rd doing on Lewis Karma's channel talking about that. I may be on another channel telling another story, another part of something that I may be talking about. So on the 3rd, though, I think in the afternoon, I will be on Lewis Karma's channel having a discussion with her. So I'm really looking forward to that. And if there's other content creators that would like to either co-stream or so forth, we'd be glad to do that. Or if you have a story that you want to tell, please reach out to us at blessedtocrochet@yahoo.com. We'll be more than glad to, discuss with you, and certainly everybody has a story that's worthy to be told. We all can tell it. We all have a story, and so that'll be. I'm looking forward to going on her channel. She's raised a child with autism, so we have that very much in common. So what I think I'm going to do is going to go ahead and shortly here get off. I'm going to go ahead and set up another. Well, what I'll do is I'll reach out to Kevin because he wanted me to do it so he could see how that was going to work. And I'll reach out to him and find out when his time schedule would be available to just hop on. And I will try to arrange just to come on for a little bit so we can see it. If he doesn't hop on in the next few minutes. He's a busy man, but he has a great channel, great support system. I've learned a lot from Tuber Chat, and I really appreciate the community. And I appreciate all the people that are here and participating in the community that we have grown. It is amazing to see it, and I just love it. And we're close to, hi Yarn Barf, good to see ya. Haven't seen you for a while. Yasu, how are ya? Oh, you're welcome. It's been a hot minute. Glad to see you back. Sometimes I know I put it on StreamYard, but I think sometimes the notifications don't go out like I would like for them to go out, and YouTube to get with it. Right? December was rough. Oh, I'm so sorry. I hope January is going to be better. Right? I hope January is going to be a lot better for you. I'm sorry December was rough. Looks like January is going to be rough for a lot of people with all the snow. It's just no fun. Right? December, we were really busy. We put a lot of stuff on the channel in December. I've got to start recording the December 2025 Advent thing, so it's all done. Ready to go. I was always looking forward to a better day. Well, that's all you can do. When you're going through a rough time, you just have to really look what is better. You have to look for You know, how can I look at will tomorrow be better? And make sure you're connected. Don't run away from that. Make sure you've got the support system around you, and we're always here. You can always reach out to me, um, and we're here if you need to, have somebody. Thinking on the positive side. We had a quote, I think it was it December? No, it was November. And it was a quote and it said, look at the your glass. Sometimes people will say look at the glass half empty or glass half full. Remember that? And you have those two glasses to look at, or you're going to look at your glass, or are you going to be thankful that you have a glass? And I love that. I thought, we hear the saying all the time, look at the glass half full, look at the glass half empty. But are we thankful that we just have a glass to pour the liquid in? you know, Sometimes it's just taking a look at it that way. It's that simple. And then two, is it the second week of December or January? Yeah, it is. So this week we'll do 5 of our gifted memberships. We will do that too this week. So we'll probably do that this weekend. But I was thinking it would be nice to do paint pour this weekend if my computer, my thing over there will cooperate. Never thought of it that way. Good point. Yep. It was a quote we did to say, you don't look at your glass half full or half empty. Look at it that you just have a glass to pour something in. And I thought, great quote. And sometimes we need, I think of myself, thank God I have a roof over my head tonight. Thankful I have food in my stomach tonight. There's people out there that don't. And sometimes we just need to be thankful for the bare necessities. I have power. The lights haven't gone off. I think there was one of those YouTube reels or whatever, and there was lights, or the power lines were so cold that they were actually snapping and catching on fire. And I'm thinking, well, thank God that hasn't happened yet. Thank God we have lights, because then anybody that was affected by them, they lost their electricity. Now, they said one thing to do, too, was if you have any empty, like juice bottles or something like that, go ahead and wash them out, fill them with water, and get them in your freezers so that if your electric does go out, it would be extra, it would keep your stuff from spoiling, which I thought was a great thing. Put it in your freezers, which was it would keep the cold. Of course, you could just take your stuff outside and probably put it in the snow at this point. But they were saying to do that. There's a lot of channels that I follow, like Ann's Homestead, that was giving you tips and tricks on, dealing with kind of the winter storms that are coming in. I had never heard of like the thunder, right? Like I've not heard it yet, but like the snow thunder, I've not heard of it yet. I have no central heat, so I stayed in front of the space heater and under the electric most of December. Oh, goodness. Well, you had the space heater and you had the electric blanket. Thankful for that, but oh my goodness. I'm sorry. Hopefully you're staying warm now. And you got something to make sure you're staying warm. Because that doesn't seem like it would be much fun. That's another thing. I'm warm. I'm safe. I've got heat. There's just, sometimes I think we forget about maybe waking up and starting a journal of just a gratitude. I'm thankful for this. I'm thankful for that. Just the little stuff, Yes, I'm thankful for that and praying we don't lose power. Another winter storm is predicted. Oh, well, we'll be praying for you, Yarn Barf. That is for sure. I know we're supposed to get more snow, so we'll be praying that happens. And guys, if you do have a prayer request and you want to send us over that. It was something that I talked about in our daily devotions at blessedtocrochet@yahoo.com. You want to send them over. We are starting a list so that we can take them to church. We have people and women within our church that will pray. They will not go any further than our church or that ladies group. So if you do have a prayer request and you want to send it to us, we'll be more than glad to add those things to the list and then hand them to, people in our church that pray and our women's Bible study. Please feel free to do that. Know that they're not going here. They're not going anyplace else. They would stay with me and they would stay with our church ladies if you feel that you need to do that. And I told the one of the ones who runs the Bible study, I'm just going to start a list and then I could pass that list out and so forth, updated lists and so forth of prayer requests in, and they would be praying for it. So if you have a prayer request, you can send it. We'll be more than glad to put it on the list and give it to the women there to be praying for. So more to me, the more prayer, the better. The more connection, the better. That's the way we got to roll. We got to stick together, right? We have to stick together. But it's good to see you. I'm so glad I stayed on a little bit longer because I haven't seen you for a while. So I'm glad I got to see you. And we'll be praying that there is no loss of electricity, right? We don't want loss of electricity at all. We're praying that for everybody, I think. We don't want anybody to lose electric right now. They just stay nice and warm and safe wherever they are. I'm struggling whether I want green peas tonight or whether I want okay, well, I'll have to check that out. I'm running a giveaway. Just put up a video yesterday. Well, Yarn Barf, I will go check that out. I'm not on StreamYard. If Crafty's still here and she wants to put Yarn Barf's channel up, you can. That way people can go check out the giveaway. But I will definitely go check it out. We're last time I checked, we're like 7 away from 1,300. We're so close to getting to that next milestone. I just don't know if I want peas or green beans tonight. Both of them sound good. I will look at it for sure. Are Yarn Barf, are you monetized yet? I will take a look at it. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Well, if people need to go check out, I'm sure Crafty will go check out Yarn Barf's giveaway. If anybody's monetized, they need to go take a look at the new thing that I just found out about it, about the gift things. So y'all need to, if you're monetized, you need to go check that out. But I'll have to go give it a look-see. The thing is, Josh doesn't eat peas. So if I eat up peas, I have to eat a can of green beans up for him because he likes the green beans, not the peas. Oh, maybe green beans. Gotta have a vegetable with dinner. Gotta have the chicken and some mashed potatoes. I get the Sam's Club mashed potatoes. Easy peasy simple. They're delicious. I stopped making mashed potatoes. I enjoy making them, but they're a lot of work. You get the Sam's Club mashed potatoes. You don't have to think about them. Do not have to think about them at all. They're delicious. So I don't look on. I'll schedule a live for either. I think I'm going to go ahead and I do too. The Sam's Club, they're Yukon Golds. I probably didn't say that right, but anyway, they're those kind of potatoes. So they're not like white potatoes, and they're so good. It's like I've slaved over a stove all day, and I haven't. And so, sometimes they have a. I didn't get it today because I have some in the freezer, but they have these marinated chicken breast or like bites, and I'll get those, and I'll put them over like a Caesar salad sometimes when we go on to Sam's Club, and that'll be your dinner. Growing potatoes. Um, I love anybody that can garden, but this is not this girl. I don't have the green thumb. But anyway, we'll take it and we'll put it over like a Caesar salad mix from the Sam's Club. But we just got the chickens, and I thought Caesar salad did not sound good to my stomach. Chicken, mashed potatoes, and it'll probably be green beans. But I did get the stuff to make mince and mashed potatoes, which is on our channel too, for later on in the week, because that sounded really good. And you take like ground beef or ground turkey, and you like mince it up really fine, and you put that over peas and mashed potatoes, and it's delicious. That sounded good. You have to be careful with potatoes because my mother says if she has too many potatoes, it it makes her it flares up her arthritis a little bit. So you have to kind of be a little bit careful. I haven't noticed that it does anything, but she says it tends to flare up her arthritis a little bit, so she has to be careful. So I'm gonna head off here, go have some din din. You may see me back if I find out from Kevin if there's a better time he would like for me to do this so he can see how it works. Um, and so if I pop on, you'll be able to see it. You'll understand. I eat my peas with honey. Oh, that sounds delicious though. I've done that all my life. I know it sounds quite funny, but it keeps them on the knife. Ooh, I'd never tried that. I'll have to try that. Now you have me interested in adding a little honey to it. I love nature seasoning on anything. It's delicious. It's a great seasoning. I tried using that Danos. I didn't like it. I've grown up with nature seasonings from the time I was small, and it's the same. I like the flavor of nature seasoning. And I was never one to like Danos. Never really liked it. I could never get the flavor, just never caught on in my mouth. I'll have to try that. Now you have me interested in I don't think it would go quite well with minced and mashed potatoes, but I would. Yeah, I tried the Danos because I liked the fact that it was lower sodium, but I can never get back the taste of it. Just never sat with me well. It was like I did it, but it was like just I like my nature seasoning. And unfortunately, I took our nature seasoning with Thanksgiving over to someone named Christina, and it got stuck at her house, and I haven't been able to go out. Keep forgetting every time at the store because they don't have it at Sam's Club. I need to get a thing of nature seasoning. But I gave Danos a hearty try. I'm not saying it's not good. It's good, but I like my nature seasoning. So anyway, but I'm going to get off here for now. Um, if Kevin messages me back, you may see me hop on just so he can see it so that he has it all and he understands how it works and so forth. So you may see me hop on again, but uh, you know, go from there. But thank you all so much for hopping on and spending some time with me and making sure that everybody is safe and stays warm and One's in the chat for anybody that needs them. We'll be praying for you. Please reach out to us if we can do anything, even if it's just to be there for you so that nobody suffers in silence. Be proud of being yourself because everyone else is taken. Remember, stay connected, everybody, because it is so important. Sending hugs to your way. Praying for anybody under the weather that's not feeling well. And remember, we got you covered. Thank you so much for having us covered. And we'll see you on the next one. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.